Hello, Love Islanders. Today was episode 5 of this season 7. It's been a rough first week of the show, in my opinion. I don't know if I'm feeling the chemistry between most of these folks. I don't know if casting just really screwed up after last season. I don't know if it's the expectations after last season. I do feel like it's bad producing so far this season because there is no way that the guys should have been choosing first. Last season worked very well with the girls getting to choose first because more times than not, the girls are going to bring more drama. And frankly, this cast of guys is very boring, if not just bad, overall. So, do I feel like the first picks of the season were good? No. But it's not Nick's fault, first of all. We're going to start with Nick, who was the person in the love triangle. I don't think Nick made the wrong choice by choosing Ceirra over Belle-A. And I'm not defending him because his name is Nick, like mine. And I'm not defending him because he's a Pisces. I'm defending him because, first of all, the big old zit on his face made it be known that he was actually stressing out about this decision. I don't think he was having fun being, well, I mean, okay, he was having a little fun. He did kiss them both, 5 minutes apart. However, I don't think the decision was fun. But Bella started the season, sticking to her morals and all that by not wanting to kiss him. And then also, because of that, her first kiss during a challenge was not with him. So I just don't think that this was necessarily the right show for Bella in the first place. And I do think that Nick and Ceirra do have better chemistry overall. Nick said it himself. I see it on screen. And I think Nick was attracted to Bella, like he said, but the chemistry was better between him and Ceirra. So he made the right decision. So he's not at fault for someone like Bella going home first, which I thought was bad. I think Bella opening up over these past couple episodes made her far more interesting than when she started, and I would have liked to see that play out more, which is why I said the producers got it wrong that a girl went home first this season. So blame the producers and maybe some of the casting for the piss poor start to this season overall. Now, some of the other decisions were clear that it was going to happen. Jeremiah and Huda, these two are stage 5 clingers already together after 4 days in the house. I'm already sick of them. I just don't feel like Jeremiah is going to explore because I think he is kind of afraid of Huda, and I would be too because she did show herself to be crazy about Amaya coming in as a bombshell and doing her job in a challenge by kissing Jeremiah. So, yeah, I don't know where these two go from here unless someone is actually brought. Like, the potential for drama is high with them if the show can bring in someone to actually turn one of their heads, preferably turn Jeremiah's heads, because Huda, being the stage 5 jealous clinger that she is, could make for some crazy TV. That is a fact if that were to happen. But right now, I think Jeremiah would be scared to do that because I think he knows Huda's crazy. So there's them. I do still like Taylor and Olandria. I think that they do have chemistry. Yeah, they're goofy. But if there's any couple on the show I like, they're the only ones at this point. Although I do like Nick and Ceirra too, like I said. I do think Nick made the right decision. So I guess I like 2 couples and that's about it. And I said in the comments in my last video that those are the only 2 guys I like. And I stand by that. Charlie's fine, but he's boring as hell. So we might as well talk about that couple next. Charlie and Hannah. Who was Hannah? She just came in the last episode. Do I think she should still be on the show instead of Bella? Not even close. I don't think Charlie and Hannah are going to bring an ounce of good TV to us. So not happy with that couple. They're gonna be pretty boring. And then we have this like the show's going for like Quadrangle because Austin and Chelley are coupled up, but they've been teasing Ace and Chelley because they met each other one time outside of the show, and they do seem to have good chemistry. But as I've been saying all season so far, Ace is he's 22. And maybe that's what's the problem with a lot of the guys side of the cast is that they're so young. So nothing that they're doing is like genuine. And that's kind of what made last season so good was that everyone was being their authentic selves, or not everyone, but most of the cast was being their authentic selves, which made the drama so riveting. And I'm not saying Ace is not being his authentic self by being like a kid in the candy store, but it's just it's immature to watch and not in like a fun way. Anyway, so Austin and Chelley are coupled up, and Ace and Chelley have their thing, and then enter Amaya in the last episode. And I wanted to like Amaya mostly because she was messing with Jeremiah and Huda was going, crazy with her jealousy. But in this episode tonight, Amaya is highly obnoxious. Her laugh is just not something I want to hear, and I might hear it in my nightmares tonight because it was that bad. But Amaya seemed more into Austin than Ace, and I couldn't tell if that was genuine or if that was Amaya trying to save her ass and stay on the show. The jury is still out on that because, like I said in the last video, despite Austin swearing down that he's just slept with thousands of women, he has had zero chemistry with any woman so far on this show. So I'm just not seeing that game from Austin that is alleged. But anyway, Amaya and him, this is the most flirting anyone's done with Austin in 5 episodes. So he had that going for him. But then Ace ends up picking Amaya, I guess to spark some kind of drama. It honestly seemed producer driven to me than an actual authentic decision, which again makes me want to shit on production because that is not what made last season the hit that it became. So Ace's decision is just stupid, and it makes me dislike Ace more than I already do because his immature self isn't working for me as a TV character already. But now with this decision, he keeps obnoxious Amaya around. And sure, she probably would have been kept around anyway because Austin would have just picked her. But she didn't necessarily look happy to be chosen by Ace, so maybe she was actually more into Austin. And then Austin chooses Chelley for them to stay together, and they're just friendship vibes through and through. There's not a spark there. And Chelley's trying to say it could be a slow burner. It's not going to work out. They don't have it. It's friendship at best. So I don't know if that really sparks any drama. Nothing dramatically interesting for me because I just don't like 3 out of those 4 people. I need Chelley to choose a girl at some point. Maybe that would spark the decision to be some more interesting. She is with men and women all the time, so maybe that will happen, but probably not on this show because I've never seen that before. But it would be something to make the season more interesting. So yeah, the season is off to a rough start in my opinion because outside of 2 couples actually vibing, and I'm not counting Jeremiah and Huda because it's toxic after 4 days, but Taylor and Alandria, Nick and Ceirra, I do like those 2 couples. All these girls acting like they're girls so far. Like Huda in the last episode was just cussing out Amaya. She was just the biggest asshole for coming into the house and going after Jeremiah, even though she wouldn't know that Huda and Jeremiah are so close and toxic after 4 days. But then in this episode, Huda's like, I'm over that now because all the girls are girls. It's giving fake. And it's not a good start because of that. And I think that was to be expected coming into this season. This season was not going to be able to be like last season. It just wasn't. But they still could have casted better, and production could be making better decisions than what they're making thus far.